Now, I want to talk about COVID for just a minute, as we've done pretty much every night for about 18 months now. But I want to start by playing something that the governor told our Pat Doris earlier this month when he asked her if she'd be going to one of her favorite events while the Delta variant is spreading.
Unfortunately, Pat, you know I adore attending the Pendleton Round-Up, and unfortunately, I will not be going this year. For those who are attending, I encourage them to get vaccinated ahead of time and to wear their masks. I am certainly concerned about community spread.
And she was right about that certain concern. All right. There's a big outbreak in Umatilla County right now where the Pendleton Round-Up was held 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, the county reported more COVID cases there than any other county in Oregon. That includes Multnomah County, which has 10 times the population. At least 95 cases so far have been linked to the Roundup. So what happened? Well, we asked Umatilla County's public health officer who went to the Roundup to volunteer in the medical tent.
The mask usage probably fluctuated between, maybe 10 to 20%. It wasn't zero. There were quite a few people, but certainly nowhere near a majority. It was certainly well less than a quarter of the folks. The Roundup Board of Directors and Executive Committee had asked but did not force all of their volunteers to wear masks, and so a lot did not. The vast majority of people who attend rodeos are generally the same group of people who don't like masks, who don't like vaccines, who don't like their personal freedoms and rights infringed upon. And so, it's not really a surprise that we're seeing that. But we've told people if you feel sick or you're not feeling well, stay home. And that clearly did not happen. People who were not feeling well clearly came to the rodeo and spread the virus.
I also talked to two reporters from the East Oregonian newspaper who are following this outbreak right now. They told me that they also are not surprised that this is happening.
This was an event that public health officials were concerned about for months. They had voiced concerns about the low vaccination rate here in the county. Roughly 2 out of every 5 residents are vaccinated. And they were aware that tens of thousands of people were going to flood into this very important event. And they were concerned that it was going to be a super spreader. And it seems, at least so far, that appears to be coming true.
I think another group that's really concerned is the Confederate tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation. Members participate in kind of various ways throughout the week. And now they're seeing a big uptick on the reservation and are starting to put kind of new restrictions in place to try to halt the spread. They let the Roundup know their concerns ahead of time. Apparently, there were some recommendations that were privately made to try to curb the spread, but they're starting to see an uptick of their own.
What is the vaccination situation for the tribe?
So the tribe is reporting 47% vaccination rate, which is, Bryce could correct me if I'm wrong, that's not too far off from the county's rate as a whole. They've kind of struggled to get their vaccination rate where they want it to be. Their goal is 70%. They're continuing to encourage people to get vaccinated and now have to kind of reintroduce all of these measures that they had kind of loosened in recent months.
Now, speaking of vaccines, I want to show you a couple maps. These are from the New York Times. The map on the left shows the vaccination rate in each Oregon county. As you look at that map, the darker the color of green or blue or whatever it looks like on your TV there, the higher the vaccination rate. The darker the color, the higher the vaccination rate. The map on the right shows COVID hotspots right now, measured by cases per 100,000 people over the past week. Again, the darker the color, the higher the rate of cases. Notice any correlations there? Anything look like, a little red flag, so to speak? If you're looking at the screen on the right now, I'll just tell you, if you're not looking at the screen, I'll tell you, Eastern Oregon counties have a much lower vaccination rate than other parts of the state, and that's also where we're seeing COVID surge as we speak.